Hello, everyone. My name is Jason Anderson. I just want to let you know before I start this process, I'm going to be using something called SimCom because there's going to be deaf people that are there and also the hearing people, so I'm trying to match both. So hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. So the reason why I'm sending this message is obvious as you can see from the background. I'm actually here. I'm in a hotel room. The reason why is for UWM. I had to come here for work. I know we scheduled the July 11th thing for Tim, and I'm really sad that I can't be there. But this trip was already booked, so there's really no option. But I really wanted to use this time to send a video to really send something out to the family, the friends, people who showed up to trivia every week. It's kind of let them know about my opinions about who he was. Um, I'm hoping you all will take this opportunity to excuse me to discuss amongst yourselves. Talk about situations that happened with Tim that you experienced with him yourself. Also, I'm hoping that you guys wouldn't mind, coming up and saying a few nice words if that's okay with the family. I wanted to share a little bit background about Tim. Um, One thing that I found really interesting is when I would explain to people that Tim, he was I'm going to say QM. QM means what? Uh, Master. So, Quizmaster. Quizmaster. Sorry about the sloppy signing. Um, so I'm not sure if that's his title, but that's what I called him, was a quizmaster. So people, when I let them know that he's the quizmaster and he would come do trivia, people were like, "Oh, okay, well you didn't know who Tim was," but really. I want to let you know, yes, I knew who Tim was very well. And a lot of people here knew who Tim was. And we knew him on a more personal basis, really. Um, it wasn't only that one time every week thing, but really I felt like he was generally accepted in deaf culture, and a lot of people in the deaf community knew who he was. And the reason for that is I felt he kind of was able to negotiate the hard of hearing in the hearing world, and he was able to match that. And he didn't feel awkward or anything like that. He would go up to different tables and he would talk with people. He would talk with friends. He made friends from going there. I also used to go with him a few times to play disc golf, and I just felt like he was a friend. And I'm really sad. I'm heartbroken that he passed away, and I feel like his match to trivia, he's not replaceable. Um, I felt like he was a part of our weekly happenings. And it's really unfortunate that the situation happened the way that it did. So, I mean, I just want to share a few nice words about Tim, and I hope that you guys will use this opportunity to do the same thing. If you don't come up to the stage, I encourage you tonight to really go and socialize and talk with other people and hear their stories about their background, what happened with Tim, how they felt with him, so they can remember who he was as a person. And that's kind of the goal for tonight. Um, so I wanted to say also he really had a good respect for deaf culture. I remember first setting up trivia and kind of wondering about how this was going to work out with his interaction with the deaf community. Was he going to feel awkward? And I noticed right from the get-go, he wasn't awkward at all. He would go right up to the teams. He knew instinctively to ask questions when he didn't know something. Interacting with the interpreter was a really interesting situation. I'm not sure if anyone let him know about what his responsibilities were with working with interpreters, but what happened is he would speak, and when he was finished speaking, he would wait for the interpreters to finish it. He would look at them, and he was hoping that they would get his jokes, that kind of thing. And so I felt like he really had a respect for deaf culture, and I feel like it's a really hard thing for hearing people to get that respect from deaf culture. Tim, he entered in easily, and he was very much accepted by deaf culture, even with not signing, which is not a common thing. So, um, I want to encourage you again to share your stories. I'm going to share just a really brief story of something that happened with me with Tim. Um, so I remember one night it was it was really funny. So he was like asking all these questions that were really easy. I mean, the most easy questions you could possibly imagine. And all night long, it was over and over and over again. We got about halfway through the game. It was like right before the halftime question, and Tim mentioned something, and then he asked like an easy question, and I just kind of like I was like wondering what the hell is happening here? Why are these so easy? So I blurted out. I said, "Who created these questions? Your grandmother?" And Tim looks at me and he's like, "My grandmother is dead." And people around the room were like shocked, just covering up their mouths, freaking out because he said his grandmother's dead. And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean anything by it." And you could see his face become like really red, just. And then Tim, his body language, he's like, and he's just dying laughing. And I thought that kind of a personality, however you say that, is really like what made him who he was. And I felt like he could connect with anyone. I'm really gonna miss him. I wanted to share another personal story that had really like important. Um, it relates to what happened with Tim last week when we went to, I think it's the wake. I'm gonna say wake because I'm not really sure what the sign is for that, but a little bit of history first. So what happened was I recently had cochlear implants, and Tim, again with his respect for deaf culture, he he knew he had very limited knowledge about deaf culture, but at the same time he was open minded, and so I was talking about like listening to music again and how much I posted on Facebook. I said how much I liked this new song. Maybe it was an old song too, but it was Rihanna with Eminem, and it was called "Love the Way That You Lie." And so I posted on Facebook, and all these people were kind of making fun of me and saying I listened to bad music, whatever. And I felt like, it was it was a fun thing. I wasn't really like offended or anything like that. But Tim, he said nothing. Well, the next day, I think it was trivia, and I couldn't go sadly. But what happened was that night, later on in the night, people were messaging me, and they sent me a message, and they said, "Tim played that song, Love the Way You Lie. You should have been there tonight." And it's like I felt so guilty that I couldn't be there because I felt like it was his way of like respecting me. And so I was like, just joking around about it. He would play it every once in a while, and then they would give me a hard time about I'm finally there for that. So when we were going to the wake on Saturday last week, I was like driving around. I got lost. I couldn't find the place. And so I was kind of late. Well, we were listening to music. And what happens right when we're like entering into the home where the wake is? Um, the radio started playing Love the Way You Lie. And I mean, that kind of, how can that possibly even happen? And I felt like Tim was there with me right at that time. And he was saying, you know, I'm not here anymore, but I'm still here at the same time. Really, there's no way possible that could have happened at that exact moment. And so I was feeling, he was saying to me, I couldn't be there the one day when he was deciding to honor me. And now it's my turn. I feel like he's not there for me to honor him, but he wants to let us know that he's still there. So I guess that's my kind of comments about Tim. So the next step,